Scott, it's that time again. We're back in league action tomorrow for the first time in what feels like a long time. How are you preparing for that Blackpool game?
Yeah, we've had a really good week this week in training. Obviously watched Blackpool, who are very good. I had so we're looking forward to a game. You know, especially being at home as well. We're happy to be at home in that first game, and the players are excited. You know, it's a new challenge for us. New season, so yeah, we're really looking forward to the game.
Yeah, we've obviously had plenty of games to enjoy over pre-season, but nothing sort of compares, does it, to sort of league action, getting stuck into to competitive football? You must be buzzing to sort of get back out in front of the fans, you know, in a real league fixture.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. You know, really looking forward to coming out into see the fans in a competitive environment. You know, we've missed that. I think, you know, as much as you try and prepare the team to play obviously games against competitive sides, nothing beats playing against opposition in a league fixture. You know, the importance of the result, the importance of the performance. You know, it's all kind of there, and we're really ready for that. We're really going to embrace it, and it's going to be a big challenge this season. But we're really looking forward to it.
Yeah, after pre-season, how sort of happy and content are you with the squad? Is there sort of things you're still wanting to be working on this week at the training ground?
I think you constantly, with obviously the amount of signings we've made, it's a new group, so you're constantly working on things. You know, there's certain aspects that you're touching upon all the time. You want the players to take on board quite a lot of information quite early, so we have to be mindful that we don't overspill in terms of that. We want them to be really clear. We don't want to muddy the waters for them so that they're confused, so we have to be careful with the amount of information we do give them, and we also need to give them a platform to go and play and to be competitive against a good side in Blackpool.
We added Panuccio Kamara to our ranks this week. How happy are you to sort of secure his signing, you know, only a few days before the season starts?
Yeah, I think it's a great signing. I think it's a really good signing. He's a fantastic player. I really liked him years ago when he was here the first time. I remember watching him thinking, wow, what a good player this kid is. He obviously went on and played at a level that he should have been at with Plymouth, Charlton and obviously Ipswich. So I'm not played so much at Ipswich and Charlton. I think injuries kind of got in the way, but hopefully, given our medical team and our record with keeping players on the pitch, hopefully we see more of him. But yeah, he's a fantastic footballer, isn't he? You know, and obviously, you know, coming back here, the fans will remember him from the last time, and I think it's a great signing.
Yeah, that leads us nicely on to the next question. How is the squad looking in terms of sort of fitness? Are we sort of full complement for the weekend?
No, we're not full complement. We picked up some couple of injuries during pre-season, but we're not far away. You know, I'm happy with what we've got to work with, and you know, and we'll be, or we have been this week, really nailing down some tactics on certain aspects of how we want to play.
Yeah, Ben Gladwin's taken the role of coach this year, obviously retiring from football. We've seen in pre-season Dion Conroy taking the armband. I suppose we can make an official announcement now. Will he be your captain for the upcoming season?
Yeah, Dion will be the captain. We haven't officially announced that or anything yet. I suppose it's the first time we spoke about it. But yeah, Dion will be the captain moving forward.
Thank you, Scott. Mark.
So Scott, obviously, like you said, it's a new squad this year, new team. Last season, it was a similar situation, wasn't it? But you always felt you could achieve something. Have you got that feeling this time around? And what is achieving something this season?
I think what we did last year was we had our own targets in-house. We didn't kind of shout from the rooftops about what we felt we could achieve. We kept that quite private. And I think it's important we do the same again this season. However, I do feel as if we have to be mindful of the level we're at now, and also with the opposition that we're going to be playing against. There's some big sides in there with big budgets and good players and good managers. But we'll be competitive. And one thing I want to say is that we'll be trying to win every game we play in. We're not going to park the bus, sit behind the ball, ever low block. It's not us. We're not going to do that at all. We're going to be aggressive in our way, in our approach to every game. We're going to try and win every game. Will we win every game? Probably not, but we will be trying, so the fans can kind of enjoy watching a team that's trying to win. every week. But we have to be mindful of the level we're at now. Some really good sides, like I say, some big clubs. But you know, inside the four walls of the dressing room, we've got our own kind of targets that we feel that we can achieve.
Yeah. And is it a squad that you think the fans can get excited about, like they did in most of the second half of last season and that?
Well, I'm excited about it, so I'm hopefully so, yeah, because I feel that, you know, in terms of the recruitment, it's a real clear. It's real clear for me that, you know, the owners want to kind of recruit with data, and it's exciting for me because I get to work with new players, I get to mould individuals, I get to mould a new team, and you know, we have to be patient with that because it is a new team, and I think we have to be really mindful of that. I also got to build or try and get the players to adhere to the culture that I built last season. I don't want that to change. I want the standards to be through the roof, but because there's so many new faces, it's not going to happen overnight. I have to make sure that they understand how I work, how my staff work, how the current players who remain here work, and the new players have to adhere to the standards that we set. And you know, I think that will take time as well, but it's exciting times for everybody.
Yeah. At the fans forum on Monday night, a fan asked Preston, how happy was Scott Lindsey when you were selling all of last year's squad? After I think the word was dismantled last year's squad, and he asked Preston, was he happy behind the scenes? Did he shout or anything? Preston was quite good in his answer. He said that you were sort of relishing the opportunity to work with the new players and that. But how were you when all those players were leaving at the beginning of the summer?
Well, listen, you kind of grow close to these players, so you know, I think there's you have a relationship with these players who no one wants to see good people walk out the building. But sometimes them situations are out of your control and out of the club's control as well, because if they're being offered more money to go elsewhere, there's not really a great deal we can do about that. But what I do know is that I back myself as a coach. I enjoy doing my job. I enjoy working with fresh talent that the owners have, you know, worked hard to find, and you know, piecing that together and coaching them again and trying to get them to play my way. I'm really excited about that, and I think that, like I say, I think we have to be patient with it, because we're probably not going to see a team with complete cohesion straight away, but hopefully with hard work on the training ground we will see it eventually.
Yeah. My inbox has been absolutely full of betting companies emailing me this week telling me that Crawley are going to go down this year. Does that just fuel you like it did last year?
Yeah, I suppose it does, but I don't really listen to it like I didn't last year. You know, we did use it at times to fuel us, but I don't take no notice of that. You know, really speaking, they should do their homework a little bit better than they have if they're backing us, because it happened last year and we proved everybody wrong. So, you know,
do it again. Yeah, and obviously this year with the Sky deal, we've had there's going to be a lot of fixture changes, and that we've got all the dates up until Christmas now, I think it is. Does that affect anything in any way? Obviously the Birmingham game seems to have been moved a lot closer to Boxing Day and gives you a lot less time over Christmas. And I know you're not thinking about that period yet, but do you find that the schedule changes are going to be a bit difficult at times for you?
No, we have to just adjust. I think that, you know, when you're in football, you adjust accordingly anyway. Whatever happens, you know, there's been times when, obviously, the playoff game, you know, was a prime example where it absolutely tipped down, didn't it? You know, for the first leg, and we had to change that game, and we adjusted accordingly. And this is no different, really. In fact, probably easier, because we've been given the dates and the schedule times and everything earlier. So you just adjust and you train accordingly and prepare accordingly. So yeah, it is what it is. It's quite exciting that we're on telly a lot. You know, it's good exposure for the football club, for the players certainly, and yes, you know, I'm looking forward to you know, to performing, or to see the team perform, and some of them games being live on telly.
Yeah. And I know it's not all about you, but how important a season is this for you in terms of your career and having that exposure as well, and being at this level now?
I'm not really bothered about that, if I'm honest with you. You know, as long as my team perform, I think my team should reflect what I am, and the way we played last year was really pleasing in a lot of occasions, pretty much all season. I thought our standards were good in terms of our performances, and certainly through the playoffs, I thought we were outstanding throughout them 3 live games, and that was a reflection on all the hard work that we'd done as coaching staff. But yeah, I just want my team to look good, and I don't care about me really.
Thank you very much, Scott. Good luck Saturday.
Thank you.
Ronan, thank you for joining us. Exciting times. In 48 hours' time, we'll be underway in league action again. It feels good to be back, doesn't it?
It feels amazing. I can't wait to step foot on the pitch on Saturday. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's been a strange break. Obviously, we've had shorter than normal owing to our success in the playoffs and Wembley. But what's pre-season been like for you?
On a personal, I think I've come back stronger, fitter, and yeah, I can't wait to get going.
Yeah, on a separate note, obviously we've had quite a high turnover in players this season. We were just talking a little bit before off camera. Lots of new faces in the ground. How have they sort of been settling in?
Brilliant, really good, brilliant. I think, like we were saying previously, I think the togetherness we've got as a group is really good, and that's a main factor of how we are as a club. But no, to be able, some of the lads have only been here two or 3 weeks, and they've really settled in and buying into what we're doing. So now we're only going to get better.
Yeah, it's obviously an exciting time for the club. Only our second season in League One, so there's lots to look forward to. And as you say there, I suppose last season we showed that with the squad that's together, following in what we sort of set for ourselves last season, anything's possible, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think what we like is we like being the underdogs. Everyone's writing us off already, so let's go and prove them wrong.
Yeah, I think for yourself, obviously, naturally being one of the sort of few players that had sort of been left over from last season, and obviously your antics, shall we say, at the end of last season after Wembley and everything, you've sort of skyrocketed, to one of the fan favourites here at the Blackpool Stadium. And everybody's loved seeing all the content over the summer. So for yourself, it must be nice to know you'll be going out there and sort of getting that same reception that we all got at the end of last season.
Yeah, it's a bonus as a footy player, I think, to have that support from all the fans it's unbelievable. So I'm excited to see them all again on Saturday.
Yeah, and I suppose that translates into the dressing room as well. You were saying in a previous interview there that I suppose naturally you sort of become one of the more sort of experienced players here. We've got a lot of young players into the side. It's not like you're old yourself at all, but like having been here, sort of longer than a few of the lads, you sort of naturally take on a bit of responsibility, I suppose. You've worked with the gaffer for a long time, so is that something that you're relishing the challenge of?
Yeah, 100%. I also think the gaffer would like me to step up a little bit more, and I know on a personal note I want to. I think for the new lads to come in, it's difficult because new place, new faces, and I'd like to think I'm helping them with that. But no, what we've got so far is really good, and it's only, like I said, but it's only going to get better. The togetherness so far is really good. I think we're in a better position now than we were last season, and it's just let's just get to Saturday and kick on from there. You know what I mean? So hopefully we have a good start to the season on Saturday.
Yes, as we've already said, it's an exciting time for the club. Only our second sort of time in League One, which means we're going to be playing some pretty big teams. I mean, Blackpool is a great start. They were Premier League only sort of a decade or so ago. So it shows the upward trajectory we're on. But we're going to have some tough challenges this year. But as you've already said, we'll be ready for them, won't we?
Yeah. I think we'll surprise a few people. But no, all the lads they're up for the challenge. Some of the teams we're playing this season are huge clubs, and it's exciting. That's what you want to do as a football player. You want to go and play these big teams and in front of big crowds, and I think the lads will really buy into it.
Thank you, Ronan.